Wow. Okay. Welcome back, everybody. So the way the way we raise our kids, right, greatly influenced by the time period in which we live. So is there a disconnect between how we're raising children now versus then? And now we mean 21st century. Joining us this morning, Family Life Ministries counseling psychologist and our good friend here on Smile, Andre Allen Casey. Happy New Year.
Thank you very
much. It's very good to see you.
Year. Thanks, Mom.
So how you were raised, do you see a difference now with how kids are being raised?
Oh, definitely. How I was raised had more to do with I must be seen but not heard.
Mm-hmm. Well, we're done past that. That's dead.
Children must be seen and not heard, so that was my era.
Mm-hmm. What other differences do you note?
Well, in today's 21st century?
Yeah.
Well, definitely, as far as the children's exposure. So, by and large, in our attempt to ensure that they know as much as possible, unfortunately, we do not have any boundaries, and so they're exposed to sometimes too much, too fast.
Mm-hmm. What about values?
Values, that's another challenge. Because, again, by and large, because of peer pressure, they are more learning from their peers more than their parents, unfortunately. And again, parents are not being that kind of example. Or if they are the example, so to speak, it doesn't go both ways. Mm-hmm. So they think they are allowed to do wrong, but the children must do the right.
Mm-hmm.
Gotcha.
So Casey, you know, we're living in a very different time where our children are being exposed to far more than what we would have been exposed to growing up. And sometimes they're coming home to us much more educated than how we actually allow them to leave the house. They're coming back with new information daily. Isn't it that we should be the first point of contact for information for them, though?
Should be.
Yeah?
Most definitely. Again, unfortunately, parents are too busy with the grind of work and everything else. And their home life suffocates. So work is 70% of their time spent. And between social and home, you're talking about 10 to maybe 20. So 10 maybe for home or 20 for home and social life, 10. Sometimes for some parents, because social life is so important to them, then that is 20 and only 10 is reserved for home. And that being said now, it's only in the nights or in the evenings. And so what they have to share with them really only comes on weekends. Mm-hmm. And so that is really not enough to be an example to the children.
I did an event for the National Parenting Support Commission, at which you were in attendance, Sir Andre. And we were talking about, how this is the most important job that our parents will ever do, but many are not equipped to do it. In the same way that you go to school to learn how to... Enough parents out at sea. They're out at sea. So do we need to equip parents in a more formal way? I know Casey Akara and her team are trying to upskill them in how to deal with their children, especially at this difficult juncture.
I do believe that by and large, helping children to be responsible at whatever age and stage is quite critical for their own development and choices. I'm going to, if you don't mind, employ an illustration here.
Yes, please.
Go ahead.
Let's do orders.
And by the way, let me give a disclaimer here. It was developed by yours truly.
Okay.
And I call it, may I?
Yes, sure. Of course.
Okay. I call it life is like a knife.
Life is
life is like a knife, and in life we either hold on to the handle or the blade.
Right.
The sooner you recognize where you're on the knife, the better you're able to navigate your life.
Right.
So you're holding on to the handle, yes? Mm-hmm. So I want you to call your name now. You can call my name if you also choose to. So I'm holding on to the blade and you're holding on to the
handle.
So you're in control of the
handle
of the knife.
Oh.
You're in control of the knife. Okay?
No, am I?
Yes,
because I can cut you.
That's right.
I wield the power.
I'm going to ask you to move the knife in 4 directions with the exception of pushing the knife towards me.
Okay.
Or pulling it towards you. So 4 directions. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. Excellent. Is my hand still on the blade?
It sure is.
It definitely is. Thank you very much. Now you're going to push the knife in two directions that I do not like. Let's see what would be my response. Of course, you're going to push it towards me and pull it back towards you.
I'm going to push back.
Push and pull back. Very, very good. That was quite aggressive, might I add. So,
Just to say it's a butter knife, all right? So everybody can calm down.
Did you hear what Sir Andre just...
I heard it, but I
need to come and talk to you at Family Life Ministries. Aggression.
Of course, this is just to seem to suggest that I didn't. I'm not cut, folks. But just to think, big question now. Chances are you may not get it right.
Okay.
I tell you what, it does a world of difference for behavior modification in children.
Okay.
And so we mentioned the word responsibility. So, did you cut me or did I allow myself to get cut? One of two questions. That's just the two questions. So you have one of two choices.
I didn't cut you.
So therefore...
You allowed yourself.
Excellent. So I allowed myself to get cut.
Yeah.
No, you're not going to get this one right now. Very, very good, by the way. How did I allow myself to get cut?
Wait.
Blade.
So you sit back holding onto the blade?
Holding onto the blade.
Good answer, not the answer I'm looking for.
Wait, something to do with pushback and
Very
pull.
close.
Yeah.
You sure you don't want me to tell you?
Wait a minute. I pushed the knife towards you. And is it that you did not resist or is that you did
Not.
Go with the flow?
Follow. Excellent.
Okay. See, you just have to give us time to work it through. We don't dance around here now. We're aggressive.
We're here all morning.
So that is how I allow myself to get cut. So here's the point. So if I did not want to get cut, since you hold the handle, then it necessitated that I went in whose direction?
Your direction.
Because you hold the handle.
Yeah.
Same thing in school.
Yeah.
Our parents. I'm saying we have to learn.
Or leg of the blade.
A leg of the blade.
No.
You can't leg of the blade?
No.
Okay,
because
all right.
Remember, life is like a knife. We either hold onto the handle or the blade. Everything about our life and living put us into handle position or blade position. So when I'm driving here, coming here today, I think I have the handle. At my house, I think I have the handle. I hope my wife is not watching, but...
Oh my God. It's gonna be a year for you, Sir Andre.
But the point I'm making,
Yes.
the children recognize who has the handle in the home.
Yes.
At school, they recognize who has the handle. When we're driving the stoplight at that point in time, the officers, whomever, the person who is giving the instruction and almost commandeering us to make a decision, something that is not going to bring us harm, of course, but as it relates to keeping the law, then we have to comply. And if we fail to comply, then there will be consequences. Then there will be consequences. And so I believe that concept goes a long way in any decision that we make, in conflicts, in even in wanting to satisfy our own feelings, so to speak.
Yeah.
Everything has to do with, okay, even if I have the decision and I'm making the decision because I hold on to the handle, it doesn't mean that times will come that I have to make another decision, because if I go counter to that decision, chances are I may get cut. So if I fail to stop at the stoplight, then I should be prepared to deal with the consequences. And so the idea here is that we have to learn to take responsibility, but also recognize when we have the handle and when we're holding on to the blade.
Who, child?
I can take my knife now.
Please.
I didn't want your knife, sir.
That's a lot.
Tell me I'm aggressive already. And in leaving, we just want to share some tips for parents for their kids. 1, find time for them.
Yeah.
2, when you can, commune, eat together. And the final one, which we alluded to, is living the values and being a good role model.
Yeah.
Where do we find you?
Well, 2 places. You can get me at 360-6594 or 926-8101, Family Life Ministry.
Do you have a lot of knives at your office? Do you use spoons too? Any other cutlery and forks?
Demonstration, Sure. Family Life Ministries counseling psychologist, the man with the handle and the blade, Mr. Andre Allen Casey.
And the sense of humor. Second edition of
Thank you,
news.
sir.
Next.
Pleasure.